Most people spend their entire lives trying to make more money. But wealthy people think differently. They don't just ask, how can I earn more? They ask, how can I make my money work, compound, and create more opportunities? There are silent rules behind wealth. Rules about spending. Rules about debt. Rules about investing. Rules about time. Rules about risk. And rules about behavior. These rules aren't magic. They aren't secret bank accounts. And they don't guarantee riches. They are principles used by successful wealth builders to make better financial decisions over long periods of time. In this audiobook, you're going to uncover those principles. You will learn what to stop doing, what to start doing, and why financial freedom is built through systems, not luck. The money you keep matters. The money you invest matters. But the decisions you repeat matter most. Let's begin. Chapter 1, Stop chasing money and start building wealth. Let me ask you a question. What are you really chasing? More money? A bigger paycheck? A better car? A larger house? A more expensive watch? More followers? More status? Because if your answer is simply, more money, you may be running in the wrong direction. And that is where most people get trapped. They spend their entire lives chasing income without ever learning how to build wealth. They work harder. They earn more. They spend more. They upgrade their lifestyle. Then they need even more income. So they work harder again. More income. More spending. More pressure. More dependence on the next paycheck. And the cycle continues. This is the trap. And today, you are going to learn how to step outside of it. Because income is not wealth. Read that again. Income is not wealth. A high income can make your life more comfortable. But a high income alone does not guarantee financial freedom. You can earn $50,000 a year and struggle. You can earn $100,000 a year and struggle. You can earn $250,000 a year and still live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because wealth is not determined only by what comes into your bank account. Wealth is determined by what you keep, what you control, what you own, and what those assets can potentially produce over time. That's the key. You have a choice. You can spend your life becoming better at earning money. Or you can become better at turning income into wealth. You need both. But you must understand the difference. Imagine two people. They are both 30 years old. They both earn $100,000 a year. Same income. Same city. Similar opportunities. The first person receives a raise and immediately upgrades everything. A more expensive apartment. A luxury car. Designer clothes. Expensive vacations. Restaurants every weekend. New electronics. Every increase in income becomes an increase in lifestyle. At first, this person looks successful. People notice. People compliment them. People assume they are wealthy. But behind the appearance is a different reality. The monthly expenses are enormous. The car has a payment. The apartment requires a large portion of income. The credit card balance keeps growing. There is little emergency savings. And because the lifestyle has become expensive, reducing income suddenly becomes terrifying. Now look at the second person. Same $100,000 income. But this person makes a different decision. They control lifestyle inflation. They create an emergency reserve. They pay attention to expensive debt. They invest consistently according to a long-term plan. They acquire productive assets. They continue developing valuable skills. They increase income, but they don't automatically increase consumption at the same speed. Years pass. From the outside, the first person may still look richer. The second person may look ordinary. No flashy car. No expensive watch. No constant display of success. But underneath the surface, the second person may have something far more valuable. Financial resilience. Savings. Investments. Ownership. Options. And time. That's wealth. Stop looking rich. Start becoming wealthy, ***, that is the rule. Stop trying to convince other people that you are successful. Start building a financial position that does not require an audience. Because here is something most people don't want to hear. The people watching your lifestyle are usually not paying your bills. The people impressed by your car are not making your car payment. The people liking your vacation photos are not funding your retirement. The people who admire your expensive possessions will disappear when the bill arrives. So why build your financial life around their approval? You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. You don't need to prove that you made it. You need a plan. You need discipline. You need patience. And you need to understand the difference between consumption and ownership. This is where the game changes. When you receive income, you have a decision to make. You can consume it. Or you can allocate part of it toward building your future. You can buy something that loses value. Or you can direct money toward assets that may generate income, appreciate, or compound over time. You must understand the principle: income pays for today. Assets can help pay for tomorrow. That doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. It doesn't mean you should live miserably. It doesn't mean every purchase is bad. Money is a tool. Use it. Enjoy it. But don't confuse enjoyment with wealth. There is nothing wrong with buying a nice car if you can genuinely afford it within a strong financial plan. There is nothing wrong with taking a vacation. There is nothing wrong with living in a beautiful home. The problem begins when consumption becomes the primary definition of success. The problem begins when you buy things to prove something. The problem begins when your lifestyle grows faster than your financial foundation. That's when income becomes a trap. Because every new expense creates another obligation. Every obligation creates pressure. And pressure makes you dependent on income. Think about that. You get a raise. Your lifestyle rises. You get another raise. Your lifestyle rises again. Soon, your expenses have grown so large that you cannot imagine earning less. You thought the raise gave you freedom. Instead, it gave you a larger cage. That is lifestyle inflation. And it is one of the quietest wealth killers. Nobody tells you that you're becoming poorer. Because technically, you're earning more. Your friends may even congratulate you. You're doing well. Look at that car. Nice house. Big promotion. But your bank account tells a different story. Your financial statements tell a different story. Your debt tells a different story. Your stress tells a different story. This is why you need a new measurement system. Stop measuring your financial success by what you can buy. Start measuring it by what you own. Start looking at net worth. Start looking at your savings rate. Start looking at your investment contributions. Start looking at your debt. Start looking at your emergency reserves. Start looking at your monthly cash flow. Start asking, if my income stopped tomorrow, how long could I operate? That question is uncomfortable. Good. Use that discomfort. It is information. If one missed paycheck destroys your financial stability, your income may be strong, but your financial foundation is weak. If a major unexpected expense forces you into high-cost debt, you need more resilience. If every dollar that enters your account disappears before the month ends, you don't have an income problem alone. You have an allocation problem. And you can fix that. You have a choice. You can continue saying, I need to make more money. Or you can say, I need to become better at managing the money I already make. Both can be true. But the second question is often ignored. People want a bigger income because a bigger income feels like the solution. Sometimes it is. But if your financial behavior doesn't change, a bigger income can simply create bigger spending. Imagine pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can keep pouring faster. But if you don't fix the hole, you still won't fill the bucket. Your income is the water. Your financial system is the bucket. Your spending habits are the holes. And your assets are what you are trying to accumulate. That's the key. Don't just increase the flow. Strengthen the system. Now let's talk about productive assets. An asset is something you own that can potentially have economic value or generate future benefits. That can include diversified investments, businesses, real estate in appropriate circumstances, intellectual property, or other productive resources. The exact asset allocation depends on your goals, risk tolerance, time horizon, taxes, and circumstances. But the principle is simple. You want a portion of your money working toward your future rather than being consumed entirely today. Because if every dollar you earn is immediately spent, you remain dependent on future labor. You work. You get paid. You spend. Then you have to work again. Again. And again. But when you consistently direct part of your income toward productive assets, you begin building something beyond your next paycheck. You begin building ownership. You begin building optionality. You begin building a financial engine. And that engine can grow over time. Not overnight. Not magically. Not without risk. But potentially through consistency and compounding. This is where patience becomes your advantage. Most people want immediate results. They invest for 3 months and ask why they aren't rich. They save for 6 months and wonder why their life hasn't changed. They start a business for a year and expect extraordinary results. They want the harvest immediately after planting the seed. But wealth rarely works that way. You plant. You protect. You maintain. You repeat. Then time does its work. That's the key. Chapter 2, Pay yourself before you pay for your lifestyle. Let me ask you a question. When your paycheck arrives, who gets paid first? Your landlord? Your credit card company? Your favorite shopping app? Your restaurant? Your car payment? Your subscriptions? Your friends? Or do you get paid first? Most people know the answer. Money comes in. Bills go out. Lifestyle spending follows. And then, at the end of the month, they look at their bank account and say the following, I don't know where it all went. That's the problem. The money didn't disappear. You gave it away. You simply didn't give enough of it a job before everyone else took theirs. And this chapter is about changing that. Because if you want to build wealth, you cannot treat saving as whatever happens to be left over. You must make saving a priority. You must make investing a priority. You must create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. And you must do it before your lifestyle consumes your income. Save first. Invest second. Spend what remains. Say it again, save first. Invest second. Spend what remains, asterisk asterisk, that's the key. Most people operate backwards. They earn money. They spend money. Then they hope there is something left. Maybe there is. Usually, there isn't enough. And when there isn't enough, they tell themselves a story. I'll start next month. I'll save after I get my raise. I'll invest when I make more. I'll start when my expenses go down. But next month arrives. And nothing changes. The raise arrives. And lifestyle expenses rise with it. The expenses go down for a moment. And then something else takes their place. This is why wealth building cannot depend on leftovers. Leftovers are unpredictable. Systems are predictable. And systems beat willpower. You don't need to become perfect with money. You need to become intentional with money. You need to decide what happens to your income before your emotions, habits, advertisements, and social pressure decide for you. You have a choice. Every paycheck gives you another choice. You can consume everything. Or you can keep a portion. You can upgrade everything. Or you can build something. You can make your lifestyle bigger. Or you can make your financial foundation stronger. You have a choice. Imagine you receive $5,000 every month. The old approach says, I have $5,000. So you spend. Maybe you should upgrade your phone. Maybe you eat out more. Maybe you buy better clothes. Maybe you subscribe to 5 more services. Maybe you finance a more expensive car. Maybe you take more weekend trips. And suddenly, $5,000 doesn't feel like $5,000 anymore. It feels like barely enough. Now imagine a different approach. The $5,000 arrives. Before lifestyle spending begins, you automatically direct a predetermined portion toward your financial goals. You don't wait until the end of the month. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't ask, do I feel like saving this month? The system handles it. Then you pay your essential expenses. Then you manage your lifestyle with what remains. That is completely different. You are no longer asking your future to survive on your leftovers. You are funding your future first. Save first. Invest second. Spend what remains, asterisk asterisk, that's the key. Now understand something important. Paying yourself first does not mean ignoring your responsibilities. It doesn't mean refusing to pay legitimate bills. It doesn't mean investing money you need for tomorrow's essential expenses. It means recognizing that your future deserves a place in your budget. Your future self is still you. The person you will become 5 years from now is affected by what you do today. The person you will become 10 years from now is affected by what you repeatedly do today. And the money you keep today can create options tomorrow. That is why saving is not simply about having money sitting in an account. Saving creates time. Saving creates flexibility. Saving creates security. Saving creates choices. When you have no savings, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. When you have a financial cushion, an unexpected expense may still be inconvenient, but it doesn't necessarily become a disaster. That's the difference. Think about an emergency. Your car needs an expensive repair. A medical bill appears. Your income temporarily drops. Your home needs an urgent repair. Something happens that you didn't plan for. Life does this. Life does not ask for permission before creating an expense. And if you have no emergency savings, your first response may be, where can I borrow the money? That's dangerous territory. Because one unexpected event can push you toward expensive debt. Then interest starts working against you. You are no longer simply paying for the original emergency. You're paying for the emergency plus the cost of borrowing. This is why an emergency fund is not boring. It is powerful. It is a financial shock absorber. It gives you breathing room. It helps separate an unexpected event from a financial catastrophe. The exact amount someone needs depends on their circumstances, income stability, expenses, and responsibilities. But the principle is simple. Prepare before the emergency arrives. Don't wait for the storm to build the roof. Build the roof before the storm. That's the key. Now let's talk about the gap. Wealth needs a gap. A gap between income and spending. If you earn $5,000 and spend $5,000, there is no wealth building gap. If you earn $5,000 and consistently spend less than $5,000, something changes. There is now room. Room for savings. Room for investing. Room for emergencies. Room for opportunities. Room for your future. The goal isn't necessarily to live a miserable life. That's not the lesson. The lesson is to stop allowing lifestyle inflation to automatically consume every increase in income. Because lifestyle inflation is sneaky. You get a raise. You think, I deserve this. And maybe you do. You worked for it. But then your rent increases. Your car becomes more expensive. Your restaurants become more expensive. Your vacations become more expensive. Your subscriptions increase. Your shopping becomes more frequent. Your definition of normal changes. And 6 months later, you are earning more but feeling exactly as financially stressed as before. That's lifestyle inflation. More income. More spending. Same anxiety. Break the pattern. When income rises, don't immediately raise your lifestyle by the same amount. Create a gap. Keep part of the increase. Use it to strengthen your financial foundation. Raise your income. Delay your lifestyle, ***, that principle can change everything. Now separate your spending into 3 categories. Needs and wants. And status spending. Needs are expenses required for basic living and essential responsibilities. Wants are things that improve your comfort or enjoyment but aren't essential. Status spending is different. Status spending is often about showing other people what you can afford. And this is where people get trapped. They buy things not because they truly need them. Not even because they genuinely want them. They buy them because they want to be perceived a certain way. The expensive car. The designer clothes. The newest phone. The luxury vacation. The upgraded apartment. The constant restaurant lifestyle. The goal becomes appearance. But appearance doesn't build net worth. And someone else's opinion cannot pay your bills. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. You don't need to prove your success through consumption. You don't need their permission. That is one of the most important financial freedoms you can develop. The ability to say no, not because you cannot afford something, but because you have decided that your money has a more important job. Let's return to the $5,000 example. Imagine 2 people. Both earn $5,000. Person A sees the $5,000 as spending power. Person B sees the $5,000 as a resource that needs to be allocated. Person A asks, what can I buy? Person B asks, what can this money accomplish? That is a completely different mindset. Person A thinks about consumption. Person B thinks about allocation. Person A asks, can I afford the monthly payment? Person B asks, will this decision strengthen or weaken my financial position? Person A sees the paycheck. Person B sees the system. And that's the difference. Wealth is not created simply because money enters your bank account. Wealth is created when you consistently make intelligent decisions about what happens after the money arrives. Now, I want you to understand the danger of relying on motivation. Motivation is temporary. You watch a financial video. You feel inspired. You promise yourself, this time I'm going to save. For 3 days, you're disciplined. Then Friday arrives. You're tired. You had a difficult week. You order food. You go shopping. You tell yourself, I deserve it. The problem isn't that you bought something. The problem is that your entire financial plan depended on you making the perfect decision every single time. That's fragile. Build a system instead. Automate appropriate transfers. Separate money for different purposes. Schedule bills. Track your spending. Create rules for major purchases. Make good decisions easier. Make unnecessary spending harder. The fewer financial decisions you have to negotiate with yourself every day, the stronger your system becomes. Chapter 3, Stop buying liabilities to look successful. There is a trap that keeps millions of people financially weak. It looks like success. It feels like success. It gets attention like success. But underneath the surface, it can be nothing more than expensive consumption. A bigger house. A newer car. A luxury watch. Designer clothing. The latest phone. The expensive vacation. The premium apartment. The upgraded lifestyle. And the dangerous part? The more money some people make, the more expensive their problems become. They get a raise. They celebrate by increasing their payments. They earn more. They spend more. They borrow more. They upgrade more. And then they wonder why they still feel financially trapped. Listen carefully. Making more money does not automatically make you wealthy. If your expenses rise at the same speed as your income, your financial position may barely improve. Sometimes, it gets worse. That is the silent trap. And today, you are going to break it. You are going to learn how to look at purchases differently. Not emotionally. Not socially. Not through the eyes of the person standing next to you. But financially. Because every dollar you spend is making a statement about your priorities. Every dollar has a direction. Every dollar is either helping strengthen your financial position or helping finance your current lifestyle. You have a choice. And that choice matters. Let's start with a simple question. Does this purchase strengthen my financial position, or weaken it? Ask that question before you buy. Not after. Before. You see, people often use the words asset and liability casually. But you need to think about them practically. An asset is something that contributes positively to your financial position. It may produce income. It may appreciate over time. It may reduce future costs. Or it may represent ownership in something productive. A liability, on the other hand, creates an obligation. It requires money to maintain, finance, insure, operate, or repay. And here's where people get confused. They look at an expensive object and assume that because it is expensive, it must be an asset. Not necessarily. A luxury car is still a car. A designer watch is still a watch. A bigger television is still a television. A larger house can still create larger expenses. Price does not determine financial value. And appearance does not determine wealth. That is the key. Price is not the same thing as value. Imagine two people. Both are 30 years old. Both receive a significant raise. Let's say their annual income increases from $70,000 to $90,000. The first person thinks, I finally made it. So they upgrade everything. New car. More expensive apartment. More restaurants. More subscriptions. More travel. More shopping. The paycheck got bigger. But so did the lifestyle. The person is earning an additional $20,000, but much of that increase disappears into higher monthly obligations. The second person gets the same raise. But they make a different decision. They don't pretend they are still broke. They simply refuse to let every extra dollar become a new expense. They keep their current lifestyle mostly stable. They increase their savings. They invest more. They strengthen their emergency reserves. They pay down expensive debt. They build financial flexibility. Same raise. Different decision. Different future. That is the key. Your income gives you possibilities. Your decisions determine what you do with those possibilities. Now let's talk about one of the biggest financial status symbols in modern society. The car. A car can be useful. A car can be necessary. A reliable vehicle can help you get to work, run a business, transport your family, and live your life. There is nothing inherently wrong with owning a good car. The problem begins when the car becomes a financial identity. When you buy the car not because you need it, but because you need other people to see it. When you choose the payment based on what the bank will approve instead of what your financial plan can comfortably support. When you think, I deserve this because I got a raise. Be careful. A raise is an opportunity. It is not an obligation to upgrade your lifestyle. Think about the real cost of the car. Not just the monthly payment. The payment is only one piece. There is insurance. Fuel maintenance. Repairs. Registration. Taxes and fees. Depreciation. Financing costs. And the opportunity cost. That last one is important. Opportunity cost is what you give up by choosing one use of your money instead of another. If you spend an additional $500 every month on a car, you are not simply spending $500. You are also giving up whatever that $500 could have done elsewhere. It could have strengthened your emergency fund. It could have reduced high-interest debt. It could have been invested. It could have funded education or skills. It could have helped build a business. It could have created breathing room. The purchase has a price. But the decision has a cost beyond the price. That's the key. And this applies far beyond cars. Consider a luxury watch. Someone spends thousands of dollars on a watch and says, it's an investment. Maybe it is valuable. Maybe it holds some resale value. But don't automatically call consumption an investment simply because you paid a lot for it. An investment should be evaluated based on its actual financial characteristics. What does it produce? What are the risks? What are the fees? How liquid is it? What determines its future value? What is the realistic expected return? What happens if the market changes? What are the transaction costs? What is the alternative use of the money? You don't get to turn a purchase into an investment just by giving it a financial-sounding label. That is emotional accounting. And emotional accounting can destroy wealth. There is another trap. Lifestyle inflation. You earn more. So you spend more. You earn even more. So you spend even more. Eventually, your lifestyle becomes dependent on the higher income. Now you cannot tolerate a temporary setback. You cannot leave a bad job. You cannot take a calculated career risk. You cannot handle an unexpected expense. Why? Because your lifestyle requires every dollar. You increased your income. But you did not increase your financial freedom. You increased your standard of living. But you did not increase your margin of safety. There is a difference. And wealthy thinking understands that difference. You don't have to live like a monk. You don't have to hate luxury. You don't have to reject every enjoyable purchase. That is not the lesson. The lesson is control. Enjoy your money without allowing your money to control you. Buy things you genuinely value. Spend on experiences that matter to you. Own quality products when they make sense. But do it intentionally. Not because you are trying to prove something. Not because your neighbor bought one. Not because social media told you that successful people live that way. And definitely not because you are afraid of what someone might think. Remember this, don't spend money to impress people who don't pay your bills. Say it again, don't spend money to impress people who don't pay your bills. Again, asterisk, don't spend money to impress people who don't pay your bills. That phrase can save you years of financial frustration. Think about how much consumer spending is driven by comparison. Someone gets a new phone. You want a new phone. Someone moves into a bigger apartment. You want a bigger apartment. Someone posts a luxury vacation. You feel behind. Someone buys a new car. You start questioning your own. But you are comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel. You don't know their debt. You don't know their savings. You don't know their investments. You don't know their income. You don't know whether they can actually afford what they are showing you. You are looking at the surface. Wealth is often hidden underneath the surface. A person driving an old car may have substantial investments. A person driving an expensive car may have enormous monthly obligations. You cannot determine financial strength by looking at the parking lot. That is why you need a better scoreboard. Don't ask, what does this person own? Ask, what does this person own that produces value? Don't ask, how expensive is their lifestyle? Ask, how strong is their financial foundation? Don't ask, do I look successful? Ask, am I becoming financially stronger? That's the key. Now let's build a practical rule. Before making a major purchase, stop. Don't swipe. Don't sign. Don't finance. Don't click buy now. Stop. Ask yourself 5 questions. Question 1, do I actually need this? Not, do I want it? Do I need it? Question 2, can I comfortably afford the total cost? Not just the monthly payment. The total cost. Question 3, what else could this money accomplish? Think about the opportunity cost. Question 4, am I buying this for myself or for someone else's approval? Be brutally honest. Question 5, will this purchase make my financial life stronger or weaker? If the answer is weaker, you have information. Use it. You have a choice. Chapter 4, destroy high-cost debt before it destroys your cash flow. Debt does not always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks like convenience. A credit card in your wallet. A financing offer at the checkout. A loan approved in minutes. A buy now, pay later button. A car upgrade. A personal loan. A minimum payment that looks small enough to ignore. That is how the trap begins. Not with disaster. With convenience. You tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. Then later it becomes next month. Next month becomes next year. And suddenly, a portion of every paycheck already belongs to someone else. Before you can save it, it is committed. Before you can invest it, it is committed. Before you can use it to build your future, it is committed. That is the real danger of uncontrolled debt. It steals your future cash flow before your future even arrives. And today, we're going to change the way you think about debt. Because debt is not automatically evil. Debt is not automatically evil. Uncontrolled debt is dangerous. Say it again, debt is not automatically evil. Uncontrolled debt is dangerous. That's the key. You do not need to fear every loan. You need to understand every loan. You need to know what it costs. You need to know what it gives you. You need to know what it takes away. And most importantly, you need to know whether the debt is helping you build financial strength or quietly destroying it. You have a choice. You can let debt control your paycheck. Or you can take control of your debt. The first rule, know what your debt is costing you. Most people know their monthly payment. They do not know the total cost. That is a problem. You hear. It's only $250 a month. But the real question is, for how long? And, what interest rate am I paying? And, how much will I actually repay? And, what fees are attached? And, what am I giving up because this money is committed? Those questions matter. A debt payment is not just a payment. It is a claim on your future income. Imagine that you earn $5,000 a month. After taxes and deductions, suppose your available income is lower. Then rent or mortgage takes a portion. Food takes a portion. Utilities take a portion. Transportation takes a portion. Insurance takes a portion. And then debt payments arrive. Credit card payment. Car payment. Personal loan. Student loan. Buy now pay later installment. Suddenly, your income may look large on paper, but your freedom is small. That is the hidden cost. Debt reduces flexibility, and flexibility has financial value. When you have fewer obligations, you have more choices. You can save. You can invest. You can handle an emergency. You can change jobs. You can start a business. You can take a calculated opportunity. But when every dollar is already committed, opportunity becomes difficult. You are not just paying interest. You are paying with flexibility. That's the key. High-interest debt is a wealth-building problem. Now let's talk about high-interest debt. This is where many people make a serious mistake. They discover investing. They hear about stocks. They hear about index funds. They hear about compound growth. They hear that they should invest early. And they should learn about investing. But then they make a dangerous assumption. They think, I have a credit card balance charging a high interest rate, but I'm going to invest aggressively because investing is how wealthy people get rich. Stop. Slow down. Look at the numbers. If your debt is charging a high interest rate, that cost is real. It does not care whether the stock market goes up tomorrow. It does not care whether your favorite company has a great quarter. It does not care whether you watch 10 investing videos today. The interest keeps accumulating according to the terms of the debt. Meanwhile, investment returns are uncertain. They can rise. They can fall. They can be positive. They can be negative. They are not guaranteed. That means you need to think. Not react. Not follow slogans. Think. If you are carrying expensive revolving debt, ask yourself, what guaranteed cost am I paying? What uncertain return am I hoping to earn? That distinction matters. You cannot simply assume that an investment return will exceed your borrowing cost. You must evaluate the actual numbers. You must consider taxes. You must consider fees. You must consider liquidity. You must consider risk. You must consider your emergency reserves. And you must consider your personal financial situation. Know your numbers. Then make the decision, ***, that's the key. Stop looking only at the monthly payment. Here is another trap. The monthly payment trap. A product costs more than you want to spend. The salesperson says, don't worry. It's only $99 a month. Suddenly, it feels affordable. But affordability is not the same as financial wisdom. A low monthly payment can hide a long repayment period. It can hide interest. It can hide fees. It can hide the total cost. It can make something feel cheaper than it actually is. This is why financially disciplined people look beyond the monthly payment. They ask, what is the total amount borrowed? What is the interest rate? What is the annual percentage rate when applicable? What are the fees? How long is the repayment period? What happens if I miss a payment? Is the rate fixed or variable? Can the lender change the terms? What is the total amount I will repay? These questions are not complicated. But they require discipline. And discipline is where financial transformation begins. You don't need to be a financial genius. You need to stop being financially careless. You have a choice. You can sign because the monthly payment looks comfortable. Or you can understand the entire deal before you sign. Never confuse a small payment with a small financial commitment. Not all debt serves the same purpose. Now let's make an important distinction. Not all debt is identical. A loan used for education may have a different financial purpose from credit card debt used for vacations. A mortgage may have a different purpose from financing luxury purchases you cannot comfortably afford. A business loan may have a different risk profile from a personal loan used for consumption. So stop saying, all debt is good. And stop saying, all debt is bad. Both statements are too simplistic. The better question is, what is the debt doing? Is it helping you acquire something that can potentially create future value? Or is it allowing you to consume today at the expense of tomorrow? That question changes everything. Suppose someone borrows money to expand a business. The business has proven demand. The economics are understood. The borrower has a realistic repayment plan. The debt is manageable. That is different from borrowing thousands of dollars to buy things simply because you want to look successful. One involves calculated risk. The other may involve lifestyle inflation. But even productive borrowing carries risk. A business can fail. An investment can fall. Income can disappear. Interest rates can change. Unexpected expenses can happen. So never hear the phrase, productive debt, and assume, safe debt. There is no guarantee. Debt is not automatically evil. Uncontrolled debt is dangerous, ***. Build a debt attack plan. If you have debt today, stop feeling ashamed. Shame does not repay debt. Avoidance does not repay debt. Ignoring statements does not repay debt. A plan does. Sit down. Write everything down. Every balance. Every interest rate. Every minimum payment. Every due date. Every fee. Every loan term. Everything. No hiding. No guessing. No pretending. You need the truth. Because you cannot control what you refuse to measure. That's the key. Once you have the numbers, create a repayment strategy. There are different approaches people use. Some prioritize the highest interest rate first. This is often called the debt avalanche approach. Others prefer paying the smallest balance first to create psychological momentum. This is often called the debt snowball approach. The mathematically optimal choice may differ from the behaviorally motivating choice. What matters is that you have a strategy. And you execute it. If high-interest debt is your biggest financial obstacle, treat eliminating it as a serious mission. Not a casual goal. A mission. Cut unnecessary spending. Redirect extra cash. Avoid adding new balances. Increase income if possible. Use windfalls carefully. And keep making the required payments on your other debts while directing additional money according to your strategy. You don't need their permission. You don't need everyone around you to understand. You need a plan. Chapter 5, Make compounding your long-term advantage. Let's talk about one of the most powerful forces in wealth building. Not a secret stock. Not a secret business. Not a secret investment strategy. Compounding, and here is the truth most people underestimate. Compounding does not look impressive in the beginning. That is why people ignore it. The first few months may feel ordinary. The first year may feel ordinary. Even the first few years may feel ordinary. But if you give your money time, consistency, and a reasonable opportunity to grow, something changes. Your money begins producing returns. Those returns remain invested. Then those returns can produce additional returns. And the cycle continues. That is compounding. But there is something even more important than the mathematics. Compounding rewards behavior, it rewards patience. It rewards consistency. It rewards people who can keep going when the results are not immediately visible. And that is where most people fail. They want the result before they are willing to wait for the process. They want wealth quickly. They want the perfect investment. They want certainty. They want a shortcut. But wealth rarely works that way. Time is an asset. Don't waste it waiting for perfect conditions. Say that again, time is an asset. Don't waste it waiting for perfect conditions. Because you cannot go backwards and recover 5 years of lost compounding. You can earn more money later. You can learn new skills later. You can change careers later. But you could not purchase yesterday. That is why starting matters. Not because starting guarantees success. It doesn't. But because starting earlier gives your money more time to potentially grow. And time is something you cannot manufacture. Think about two investors. Investor A begins investing at an earlier age. They don't start with a fortune. They don't have some magical strategy. They simply start. They contribute consistently. They diversify appropriately. They keep learning. They avoid reckless decisions. And they stay invested through different market environments. Investor B has the same goal. But Investor B keeps waiting. I'll start when I earn more. I'll start when the market looks safer. I'll start when I understand everything. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start next year. Next year becomes the year after. The year after becomes 5 years. 5 years becomes 10. And suddenly Investor B realizes something painful. The problem wasn't that they didn't know enough. The problem was that they waited too long to begin. You have a choice, you can spend years preparing to start. Or you can start responsibly and continue learning along the way. That's the key. You don't need to know everything before you take the first step. You need a reasonable plan. You need discipline. You need risk awareness. And you need patience. Now let's make one thing clear. Compounding does not mean every investment automatically grows. It does not mean the market always goes up. It does not mean you can invest in anything and become wealthy. It does not eliminate risk. And it certainly does not guarantee a particular return. Markets can fall. Businesses can fail. Investments can lose value. Inflation can reduce purchasing power. Fees and taxes can reduce your results. And poor decisions can destroy years of progress. This is why compounding must be combined with risk management. You are not trying to chase the highest possible return. You are trying to build a process that you can survive and maintain over the long term. That's a different mindset. A gambler asks, how much can I make? A disciplined investor asks, what risk am I taking? What am I investing in? What is my time horizon? And can I stay committed if things go wrong? That's the key. Wealth is not built by maximizing excitement. Wealth is often built by maximizing discipline. Now consider what happens when you contribute consistently. Imagine you invest a certain amount every month. At first, the contributions you personally make may represent most of the account's growth. But over time, if the investments grow, the accumulated returns can become increasingly meaningful. Your money starts working alongside you. Then the returns can potentially generate additional returns. That is the snowball effect. A snowball starts small. You roll it. It gathers more snow. It becomes larger. Then it gathers even more. Your financial snowball works differently from a physical snowball, of course, and investment returns are never guaranteed. But the principle is powerful. Money can compound when returns remain invested and generate further returns, and the longer the process continues, the more important time can become. That is why consistency matters. You don't need to make a giant investment once. You need to develop the habit of investing according to a plan. Month after month. Year after year. Through good markets. Through difficult markets. Through periods when you feel confident. And through periods when you feel uncertain. You have a choice. You can constantly search for the next perfect opportunity. Or you can build a process that doesn't depend on predicting the future. This brings us to another important principle. Stop trying to find the perfect investment. There is no perfect investment for everyone. Your goals are different. Your income is different. Your time horizon is different. Your risk tolerance is different. Your financial obligations are different. Your investment choices should reflect those realities. And this is where diversification becomes important. Diversification means spreading your investments across different assets or exposures rather than placing your entire financial future into one investment. Why? Because concentration can create enormous risk. Imagine putting everything into one company. If that company performs incredibly well, you may benefit enormously. But if that company collapses, your financial position can suffer enormously. The same principle applies to sectors, asset classes, geographic exposure, and other concentrated bets. Diversification cannot eliminate losses. Remember that diversification cannot guarantee profits, but spreading risk can reduce the damage that comes from depending entirely on one outcome. That's the key. You don't need to predict which single investment will win. You need to build a financial strategy that doesn't require you to be right about everything. That is a completely different game. Now let's talk about impatience. Impatience is one of the greatest enemies of compounding. Because compounding is slow before it becomes powerful. People see someone make money quickly and think, that's what I need. They see a stock rise. They want in. They see cryptocurrency explode. They want in. They see an entrepreneur become successful. They want the same result immediately. They see someone posting a luxury lifestyle online. They assume the person discovered a secret. And then they abandon the boring process. But the boring process may be exactly what creates the foundation. Saving. Investing. Learning. Diversifying. Controlling costs. Avoiding unnecessary debt. Increasing income. Staying consistent. These activities may not generate exciting social media content. But they can build financial strength. You don't need their permission. You don't need someone online to tell you that your strategy is impressive. You don't need applause. You need progress. And progress is often boring. That is okay. Let's return to our two investors. Investor A starts early. Investor B waits. Now imagine Investor B eventually realizes the mistake. Good. They can still begin. But now they may need to contribute more aggressively or accept a different timeline to pursue their goals. That is not punishment. It is mathematics. The later you begin, the less time your money has to potentially compound. This is why the message is not, become rich immediately. The message is, start building earlier, start with what you can reasonably afford. Increase contributions as your income grows. Continue educating yourself. Review your strategy. Manage risk. And stay focused on the long term. Time is an asset. Don't waste it waiting for perfect conditions, ***, that phrase should stay with you. Because perfection is often procrastination wearing a professional suit. I am researching. I am waiting. I am comparing. I am looking for the best opportunity. Sometimes research is wise. Sometimes waiting is wise. But sometimes you're simply afraid to begin. Know the difference. Now make this practical. Look at your current financial life. How much are you saving? How much are you investing? What percentage of your income is going toward your future? Do you have high interest debt? Do you have an emergency reserve? Are your investments appropriately diversified for your circumstances? Do you understand what you own? Do you understand the risks? Are fees eating into your returns? Are you investing according to a plan or according to whatever headline you saw this morning? Be honest. No excuses. No pretending. You cannot improve numbers you refuse to examine. You have a choice. Chapter 6, Increase your income without increasing your lifestyle. Let me give you a financial truth that most people avoid. There is a limit to how much you can cut. But there is not necessarily a limit to how much you can learn, create, contribute, and earn. You can cancel subscriptions. You can eat out less. You can negotiate your phone bill. You can stop buying things you don't need. All of that matters. But eventually, there is a floor. You can only cut your expenses so far. You still need a place to live. You still need food. You still need transportation. You still need healthcare. You still need to live. So if you want to accelerate your financial progress, you cannot spend your entire life asking one question: what can I cut? You also need to ask, what can I become capable of earning? Asterisk, that's the key. Your income is not your identity. Your current salary is not your permanent financial destiny. Your earning power can change. Your skills can change. Your network can change. Your opportunities can change. Your business can change. Your ability to solve valuable problems can change. And when those things change, your income can change with them. But there is a trap. A dangerous trap. You increase your income. Then you increase your lifestyle. You get a raise. You buy a more expensive car. You get a bonus. You upgrade your apartment. Your business makes more money. You start spending like the higher income will last forever. And suddenly, despite earning more, you are no more financially free than you were before. Sometimes you are even less free. Why? Because your expenses grew with your income. You didn't create a wealth gap. You created a lifestyle gap. That is why today's rule is simple: raise your income. Delay your lifestyle, asterisk asterisk, say it again, asterisk asterisk, raise your income. Delay your lifestyle, asterisk asterisk, you have a choice. You can use higher income to look richer. Or you can use higher income to become stronger. Those are not the same thing. Imagine your income increases by 20%. You receive a promotion. Your business improves. You develop a new skill. You negotiate better compensation. Whatever the reason, your income rises by 20%. Now you have two choices. The first choice is emotional. You immediately think, I can afford more. So you increase your spending. A better car. A bigger apartment. More restaurants. More shopping. More subscriptions. More expensive vacations. More monthly commitments. The income increase disappears into the lifestyle. You worked harder. You earned more. But your financial position barely changed. The second choice is strategic. You say, my income increased. My lifestyle doesn't have to increase with it. You keep your existing lifestyle relatively stable. Then you direct much of the additional income toward your financial goals. Savings. Investments. Debt reduction. Business development. Education. Skills. Emergency reserves. Assets. Now something powerful happens. The difference between what you earn and what you spend becomes larger. That difference is your wealth-building engine. Earn more. Keep more. Invest more. Repeat, asterisk asterisk, that is the game. Not looking successful. Becoming financially stronger. Now let's talk about earning power. Because earning more is not simply about working more hours. If your only strategy is to work more hours, you eventually hit another limit. There are only 24 hours in a day. You need sleep. You need recovery. You need relationships. You need a life. So the goal is not simply to sell more hours. The goal is to become more valuable. Learn skills that solve important problems. Learn skills that businesses pay for. Learn skills that customers value. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to sell. Learn how to negotiate. Learn how to lead. Learn how to analyze. Learn how to build. Learn how to use technology. Learn how to manage people. Learn how to create systems. Learn how to solve problems that others cannot easily solve. That is how you increase your economic value. Think about it. If you can solve a problem worth $100, your earning potential is different from someone who can solve a problem worth $10,000. The principle is simple. Value creates opportunity, you don't need their permission. You don't need someone to walk into your room and announce that you are ready for more money. You can take responsibility for your development. You can study. You can practice. You can build. You can create a portfolio. You can pursue opportunities. You can ask for more responsibility. You can negotiate. You can apply somewhere else. You can build something on the side. You have a choice. And that choice becomes powerful when you stop waiting. Too many people spend years saying the following: my company doesn't pay me enough. Maybe that's true. But what are you doing about it? Are you developing skills? Are you documenting your accomplishments? Are you researching the market? Are you improving your resume? Are you building relationships? Are you applying for better opportunities? Are you asking for increased responsibility? Are you negotiating professionally? Are you building something valuable outside your job? Complaining does not increase your earning power. Action does. That's the key. Now, understand something important. Increasing your income does not mean chasing every opportunity. It does not mean working 16 hours every day. It does not mean taking reckless financial risks. It does not mean starting 5 businesses at once. It means deliberately increasing the value you can create. One skill at a time. One opportunity at a time. One improvement at a time. And when your income rises, protect the advantage. This is where lifestyle inflation destroys people. Lifestyle inflation is subtle. At first, it doesn't feel dangerous. You earn more. You spend a little more. Then you earn more again. You spend a little more again. Soon, the lifestyle you once considered luxurious becomes your normal. And now you need the higher income just to maintain your current life. You didn't become richer. You became more expensive to maintain. That's a problem. Because financial freedom requires flexibility. If your expenses are enormous, your freedom is smaller. If your expenses are controlled, your options increase. You can change jobs. You can take a calculated business risk. You can survive a temporary income reduction. You can invest more. You can handle emergencies. You can say no to opportunities that don't make sense. You can make decisions based on strategy instead of desperation. That is what money should do. It should create options, not obligations. So the next time your income increases, don't immediately ask, what can I buy? Ask, what can this increase build? Can it eliminate debt? Can it build your emergency fund? Can it increase your investment contributions? Can it fund education? Can it help you build a business? Can it purchase tools that increase your productivity? Can it give you more financial security? Can it buy you time? That's a better question. Because every additional dollar has a job. And you decide that job. You have a choice. Now let's go deeper. Your income is important. But your income growth rate matters too. If you earn $50,000 today and remain at $50,000 for 10 years, your financial strategy has to work within that reality. But if you deliberately develop skills that move you from $50,000 to $60,000, then $75,000, then $90,000, your financial possibilities change. The numbers matter. But the mindset behind the numbers matters too. You should always be asking, what skill would make me more valuable? What problem can I solve better? Who needs this skill? How can I demonstrate that ability? What opportunity would reward this capability? These questions move you from passive income dependence to active earning power development. And remember this ***, you don't need their permission, ***, if your current environment has no room for growth, you can explore another environment. If your current role has no opportunity for advancement, you can develop skills for another role. If your employer cannot increase your compensation, the market may contain another opportunity. If you have an idea that solves a real problem, you can test it. If you have knowledge someone needs, you can learn how to deliver it ethically and professionally. Again, you have a choice, but don't make the mistake of thinking that every additional dollar must immediately be invested. Sometimes the best use of additional income is building your capacity. Maybe you need education. Maybe you need a certification. Maybe you need better equipment. Maybe you need to relocate for a better opportunity. Maybe you need an emergency fund before taking a calculated career risk. The objective is not blindly saving every dollar. The objective is intentional allocation. Every dollar should move you closer to a stronger financial position. And this brings us back to the central rule. Raise your income. Delay your lifestyle, ***, not forever. Delay. There is a difference. You are not telling yourself, I can never enjoy my money. You are telling yourself, I will not automatically spend every increase before I understand what it could become. That's maturity. That's discipline. That's wealth building. You can enjoy your success. You can travel. You can buy nice things. You can celebrate. But don't let consumption become the automatic destination for every financial improvement. Chapter 7, Build systems that make discipline automatic. You already know what you should do with your money. You should save more. You should spend less. You should invest consistently. You should pay your bills on time. You should avoid unnecessary debt. You should track where your money goes. You know. The problem is not always knowledge. The problem is execution. And execution becomes difficult when everything depends on motivation. Motivation feels powerful in the beginning. You watch a video. You read a book. You hear a powerful story. You decide, this is it. I'm changing my financial life. For 3 days, you are focused. For 1 week, you are disciplined. Then life happens. You're tired. You're busy. Something unexpected comes up. You get distracted. You see something you want to buy. Your financial goals suddenly become less important than whatever is happening right now. And slowly, the old habits return. This is where most people fail. They keep trying to become more disciplined. Wealth builders think differently. They ask a better question. How can I design my financial life so I don't have to depend on discipline every single day? That's the key, **, don't rely on motivation. Build the system. Say it again, don't rely on motivation. Build the system. Because motivation disappears. Systems keep operating. Think about your paycheck. Money arrives. And what happens next? For most people, the money enters one account. Then rent comes out. Food comes out. Subscriptions come out. Shopping comes out. Entertainment comes out. Random expenses appear. And somewhere near the end of the month, they look at their balance and say, where did all my money go? Then they make the same promise. Next month, I'll save more. Next month arrives. The paycheck arrives. The same thing happens again. That is not a motivation problem. That is a system problem. If saving only happens after everything else is paid, saving is being treated as optional. And optional behaviors are easy to abandon. So reverse the order. Create a system where an intentional amount is directed toward your financial goals when income arrives, before discretionary spending has a chance to consume it. That could mean an automatic transfer to a savings account. It could mean an automated contribution to an investment account, where appropriate for your goals and risk tolerance. It could mean automatically setting aside money for a known annual expense. The exact numbers are personal. The principle is universal. Give your money a destination before it disappears, that's the key. Motivation says, I'll save whatever I have left. A system says, money is automatically transferred toward my financial goals every payday. Do you hear the difference? One depends on how you feel. The other depends on a decision you already made. That is powerful. Because you don't have to negotiate with yourself every Friday. You don't have to ask, should I save this month? You already decided. You don't have to ask, maybe I can invest next month. You already created a process. You don't have to depend on willpower every time you see something you want. Your financial priorities already have a place in the system. Don't rely on motivation. Build the system, ***. Now let's talk about bills. Late payments create unnecessary stress. They can also lead to fees or other financial consequences depending on the account. So why manually remember every recurring payment if an appropriate automatic payment option is available? Set up systems where practical. Know what is being charged. Know when it is being charged. Keep sufficient funds available. Review everything periodically. Automation does not mean ignorance. That's important. Automation is not, set everything up and forget about money. No. Automation means, handle predictable actions automatically so your attention can focus on decisions that actually require you. You still review your accounts. You still check statements. You still watch for incorrect charges. You still cancel services you no longer need. You still adjust your plan when circumstances change. Automation removes repetition. It does not remove responsibility. Now consider financial tracking. You don't need to stare at your bank account every hour. That is not financial discipline. That is financial anxiety. You need a process. Maybe once a week, you review your spending. Maybe once a month, you calculate your savings rate and check progress toward your goals. Maybe once a quarter, you perform a deeper review. The schedule matters less than consistency. Create a financial checkpoint. Put it on your calendar. Treat it like an appointment. At that time, ask simple questions. How much came in? How much went out? Where did it go? Did spending increase? Did income change? Did debt decrease? Did savings increase? Are investments still aligned with your goals and risk tolerance? Did any recurring expense become unnecessary? What needs to change? No drama. No shame. No excuses. Just information. Because you cannot improve what you refuse to measure. And this brings us to another silent rule of wealth. Create rules before emotions arrive. Don't wait until you are standing inside a store to decide whether you can afford something. Decide beforehand. Don't wait until you receive a bonus to decide what to do with it. Create a rule beforehand. Don't wait until your income increases to decide how much of the increase becomes lifestyle spending. Create the rule beforehand. This is how you protect yourself from emotional decisions. You can create a waiting period for major purchases. You can require yourself to compare alternatives. You can calculate the total cost instead of looking only at the monthly payment. You can ask, will this purchase move me toward my goals or away from them? You can decide that every major purchase must survive a 24-hour or 7-day waiting period, depending on the size and importance of the purchase. The point is not the exact rule. The point is that you create the rule before temptation appears. That's the key. Imagine you're walking through a store. You see something expensive. It looks incredible. Your brain immediately says, I deserve this. Maybe you do. But deserving something and being able to afford it are two different questions. You don't need to make the decision emotionally. You can step away. You can wait. You can review your budget. You can ask what the purchase costs over the full year. You can ask what that money could accomplish if redirected toward a financial goal. Then decide. That's control. Not deprivation. Control. You have a choice. Always. You have a choice between reacting to money and directing money. Wealth building requires the second. Now let's talk about lifestyle inflation. This is where systems become extremely important. Suppose your income increases. Maybe you receive a raise. Maybe you change jobs. Maybe your business starts generating more revenue. The natural reaction is, I can finally afford more. And suddenly the nicer apartment becomes normal. The expensive car becomes normal. More restaurants become normal. More subscriptions become normal. More travel becomes normal. Your income rises. Your lifestyle rises. Your financial progress barely changes. Don't make that mistake. Create a system for income increases. For example, you could decide in advance that a meaningful portion of future raises will go toward savings, investing, debt reduction, or other financial priorities. Then your lifestyle can improve without consuming the entire increase. Raise your income. Delay your lifestyle, again, raise your income. Delay your lifestyle, that is how you create a gap. And that gap is where wealth can begin to grow. But systems are not permanent. Your life changes. Your income changes. Your responsibilities change. Your goals change. Your risk tolerance can change. Markets change. Your family situation can change. Your career can change. Your system must be reviewed. This is why you need financial maintenance. Think about your financial life like a machine. You don't build a machine and never inspect it. You maintain it. You adjust it. You replace what no longer works. You remove unnecessary parts. You improve efficiency. Your money system deserves the same attention. Once a month, review it. Once a quarter, challenge it. Once a year, rebuild it if necessary. Ask. Is this system still helping me become the person I want to become? If the answer is no, change it. You don't need their permission. You don't need society's approval. You don't need to copy your friends. You need a system that fits your goals. Chapter 8, Think long-term when everyone else thinks short-term. Look around you. Everything is designed to make you think about today. Buy it today. Upgrade today. Travel today. Spend today. Get rich today. Double your money today. Become successful today. And if you cannot have it today, you are made to feel like you are falling behind. That mindset is expensive. Because wealth is rarely built by people who constantly sacrifice tomorrow for today. Wealth is built by people who can look beyond the moment. People who can delay gratification. People who can remain calm when everyone else is emotional. People who can say no when everyone else is saying yes. That is the silent rule. Think long-term when everyone else thinks short-term. You have a choice. You can live according to the emotions of the moment. Or you can build according to the goals of the future. That choice appears every single day. It appears when you receive a paycheck. It appears when you see something you cannot afford. It appears when the market is rising. It appears when the market is falling. It appears when your friends upgrade their lifestyle. It appears when someone online claims they made thousands of dollars overnight. You will constantly be given opportunities to abandon your plan. And every time, you have a choice. The person who thinks short-term asks, what can I get right now? The person who thinks long-term asks, what will this decision create 5 years from now? That question changes everything. Imagine two people receiving the same raise. One immediately upgrades the car. Then comes the bigger apartment. Then the expensive vacations. Then the subscriptions. Then the restaurants. Then the monthly payments. Their income increased. But their financial freedom did not. The second person receives the same raise. They keep their lifestyle mostly unchanged. They increase their savings. They invest more. They build an emergency reserve. They improve their skills. They strengthen their financial position. Nobody notices. There is no applause. There is no social media post. There is no crowd cheering. But years later, the difference becomes visible. One person owns a more expensive lifestyle. The other owns more financial options. That is delayed gratification. And delayed gratification does not mean you never enjoy your money. It means you refuse to sacrifice your future every time you want something today. Short-term comfort is not worth long-term financial weakness. Say it again, short-term comfort is not worth long-term financial weakness. That is the key. You are not trying to eliminate enjoyment. You are trying to eliminate financial self-sabotage. There is a difference. You can enjoy dinner. You can travel. You can buy things you value. You can enjoy your success. But you must stop confusing consumption with progress. You must stop believing that every desire deserves immediate fulfillment. Because if every desire becomes an obligation, your income will never feel like enough. You will earn more. Then spend more. Then earn more. Then spend more. The finish line keeps moving. That is lifestyle inflation. And it can quietly destroy the benefits of financial progress. This is why long-term thinkers create rules. They don't negotiate with every impulse. They decide in advance. They know how much they want to save. They know how much they want to invest. They know what types of debt they will avoid. They know what risks they can tolerate. They know what their financial priorities are. And when temptation arrives, they don't have to reinvent the plan. They follow it. You don't need their permission. You don't need permission from your friends to live below your means. You don't need permission from social media to ignore a trend. You don't need permission from your coworkers to drive an older car. You don't need permission from anyone to build quietly. Let other people chase appearances. Your job is to build substance. Now let's talk about another place where short-term thinking destroys wealth. The financial markets. Markets rise. Everyone wants to buy. Markets fall. Everyone wants to sell. This is one of the oldest emotional cycles in investing. When prices are rising, people become confident. They see headlines about gains. They hear stories about someone making money. They become afraid of missing out. Fear of missing out becomes action. Action becomes buying. And buying can become speculation. Then the environment changes. Prices fall. The headlines become negative. Fear replaces excitement. People begin questioning everything. Then panic creates another decision. Selling. The same person who felt invincible during the rise suddenly feels hopeless during the decline. Why? Because they didn't have a process. They had an emotion. And emotions are not investment strategies. Understand this. You do not need to predict every market movement. You do not need to know exactly what happens next month. You do not need to know whether the market will rise tomorrow. You need a process you can follow. That's the key. A long-term investor does not ask only, what is happening today? They ask, what am I investing for? What is my time horizon? What level of risk can I handle? Is my portfolio appropriately diversified? Do I have enough liquidity for emergencies? Have the fundamentals changed, or am I simply reacting to headlines? Those questions create discipline. And discipline creates better decisions. This does not mean ignoring risk. Long-term thinking is not blind optimism. It is not, buy something and forget about it. It is not pretending losses don't matter. It is understanding that wealth building requires both growth and protection. That means maintaining an appropriate emergency reserve. It means understanding diversification. It means considering insurance for significant risks. It means avoiding excessive leverage. It means understanding that every investment carries some level of risk. And it means knowing what you actually own. Because the goal is not simply to make money. The goal is to build financial strength that can survive difficult periods. Think about an emergency. A person with no cash reserve may be forced to sell investments at an unfortunate time. A person with an emergency fund may have more flexibility. Same market. Different preparation. Same economic environment. Different financial outcome. Preparation matters. This is why you must protect your downside. You cannot control everything. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control markets. You cannot control inflation. You cannot control interest rates. You cannot control what politicians say. You cannot control what happens tomorrow. But you can control your behavior. You can control how much debt you take. You can control how much you save. You can control how diversified your investments are. You can control whether you have an emergency reserve. You can control whether you make decisions based on a plan or panic. You have a choice. When everyone is excited, you can remain rational. When everyone is afraid, you can remain rational. When everyone is spending, you can remain disciplined. When everyone is complaining, you can continue building. That doesn't mean you ignore information. It means you don't allow emotion to become your financial advisor. Think about the news cycle. One day, everything is amazing. The next day, everything is terrible. One headline says the economy is unstoppable. Another says disaster is coming. One influencer says an investment is guaranteed. Another says the same investment is worthless. If you allow every headline to control your decisions, you will constantly change direction. And constantly changing direction is expensive. Long-term wealth requires stability. It requires patience. It requires the ability to sit still when sitting still is the smartest action. Sometimes the best financial decision is not doing something. Not buying. Not selling. Not upgrading. Not reacting. Not chasing. Just following the plan. That takes strength. Because doing nothing can feel uncomfortable when everyone else is moving. But remember, activity is not the same as progress. You can make 10 financial decisions this month and still be worse off. Or you can make one intelligent decision and improve your position for years. The goal is not to look busy. The goal is to become financially stronger. Now ask yourself a difficult question. How often are your financial decisions influenced by other people? Your friends. Your coworkers. Your family. Social media. Advertising. Celebrities. Financial influencers. People showing luxury cars. People showing vacations. People showing screenshots of profits. You see the result. You don't see the complete story. You see the car. You don't see the loan. You see the vacation. You don't see the credit card balance. You see the investment gain. You don't see the losses that came before it. You see the success story. You don't see the years of work. This is why comparison is dangerous. You are comparing your entire financial life with someone else's highlight reel. Stop. Your financial journey is yours. You don't need their permission, you don't need to keep up. You need to build up. Build your savings. Build your skills. Build your assets. Build your financial knowledge. Build your resilience. Build your patience. And let time do its work. Because time rewards consistency. A small decision repeated for years can become a major financial difference. You now know the silent rules. Stop confusing income with wealth. Control your spending. Build your savings. Destroy expensive debt. Invest consistently. Give compounding time. Increase your earning power. Build systems. Think long-term. Protect what you build. And most importantly, change your behavior. Because knowing the rules is not enough. You have a choice. You can finish this audiobook, feel motivated for an hour, and return to the same habits tomorrow. Or you can make one decision today that changes the direction of your financial life. Automate the saving. Attack the debt. Learn the skill. Start investing responsibly. Build the system. Then repeat. You don't need to become rich overnight. You need to stop making decisions that keep you financially weak. The silent rules were never really silent. They were hiding inside ordinary decisions. And now you know where to look. If this audiobook gave you a new perspective, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear these principles. Then ask yourself one final question. What financial decision will I make differently tomorrow? Because your future wealth will not be created by what you know today. It will be created by what you repeatedly do from today forward.